Greetings from Haventhrone, City of Immortals. Having caught up with Narvix, our three adventurers found themselves standing outside the Tinker's Club compound. A spinning wall of gears and a guard check barred their entry. Summoning the form of a 1950s soda jerk, Gordy Spellrisma Bismix, the Tinker's Club hell-ified Robocop guard with some dirty, artery-clogging cheeseburgers. Once inside, the same alluring stench awoke Mecha Mupper, formerly known as Mupper, the beloved pet blepkin of Delit, who was transformed into a ball of whirling death and destruction and pain and suffering. It promptly instilled an overwhelming fear into Thar of his recently deceased loved one facing a similar fate and struck Roy with its sharp metallic tentacles. Adding insult to injury, Roy cast darkness on Mecha Mupper, leaving it in a personal void of torment. You three were able to use Mecha Mupper to solve the riddle of the Tinker's Club garage door by having it crash through, revealing the interior of the building. Inside which was once a warehouse full of artists and body modders, but now is a flesh cave of unending torture and pain. Getting a good view of the inside, you can see the walls are covered in a familiar red goo that is comprised of an undulating body parts, faces, and sections of creatures once individual, but now a writhing mass of horror. The floor is covered in the same affront to everything pure and wholesome. The pungent smell of bile and death assaults your nose as the unending whimpers of the meat cavern grate against your ears. An orb of pure darkness is in front of you, obscuring the rest of the interior, but you hear the clangs of metal and the mournful cries of Mecha Mupper, and that is where we begin today's lovely session.
Okay, so I think where we left is I'm standing now inside the warehouse holding the jar of goo. What's my jar of goo doing and what's around me?
The jar of goo is reacting to the walls and floor of this place. It's moving against the glass almost like it wants to be reunited with this.
Like magnetized to
Like magnetized, correct. Like it's wanting to return home. And what you see inside is a large warehouse. On the floor are faces, body parts, just swirling and moving and writhing across the floor. It is like a living cavern of people dissolved into a goo form.
Just on the walls, or am I stepping in goo too?
If you have stepped into the warehouse, it's up against where the garage door was. Up in the ceiling is covered in it. There is scaffolding on the left and right side.
You know when Jiraiya traps Itachi and Sasuke inside the mouth of the
yes,
of the toad in the first season?
No, I have not a clue what you're saying.
You are now just talking to Lucian.
It's just a big I'm just talking to Lucian. It's just a big fleshy goopy mess in here.
Yes.
All surfaces.
On all surfaces. If anyone has seen the movie Society, it's that plus that.
Oh, God.
The end of Society, rather.
I wouldn't let any of this touch you guys.
No, I had no intention.
There's two upper level walkways on either side that you'd have to take a ladder to get up to. So picture a standard warehouse that's just been transformed into the stomach of this horrific scene. There seems to be furniture or mounds, but it's covered with the goo. And you still have Mupper blocking you because it's a 15-foot orb of darkness.
I was just gonna ask where Mupper Reborn Sphere of Darkness was.
That is directly in front of you.
Let me roll, I guess, an investigation check? Like, what the fuck is going on in here?
Sure.
Let's see what Gordy can discern. That is a 7 plus 1, 8.
8. Okay. You can discern that you are in a hellscape of a room. It is as if all the walls, all the ceilings, all the floors have been straight covered in a sea of writhing faces, body parts. They are wailing and moaning in pain. They are, what you can tell, is still alive. This is just a mass of humanoids that have been fused together in a awful ritual of body modification and perversion.
Hey, Roy.
Oh, yeah.
Remember those two guys that we took down in the subway and they turned into just like red putty and I put them in a jar?
Yep, I remember every last part of that forever in my dreams.
Okay, just imagine that an entire warehouse is made out of that. I think we found the rest of their family and we brought them home just in time for Christmas. I'm sorry, just in time for Greaster.
Greaster doesn't exist, despite.
So, wait, we just saw Narvix go in here. Did he just become goo?
It could be one of those like 3 kids in a trench coat scenario, but in fact it is 3 tons of goop just inside of a fleshy man casing.
He's a goo man in a pair of pants?
Unfortunately, I think this is true, yes.
And as you're talking, you hear like the moans and cries and wailings of this goo cavern are just emanating out now the hole. You couldn't hear it before.
Cavern, is that what got you?
Yeah, that's
It's just kill me.
I want to roll just to like perceive if there's like
don't
threat
perceive.
from Mupper as well, but the room itself, just like, is it a threatening goo? 15.
15. All right. Joke aside, I'm going to make this one of our lo-fi caverns to meet Goop too.
Caverns the Goopin.
Meet Caverns the Goopin. There's your episode title. Okay, you rolled a 15?
Yeah.
Okay, so you move closer to the hole and get a better view of the goo meat cavern of pain and torment. You notice that, and you can infer with the 15 that you see like mouths and hands gripping and tentacles kind of like shooting out at different times, and you would surmise that if you were to step in this, it would be detrimental or would be potentially dangerous too, and would seem to like slow you down.
Is Mecha Mupper having a similar issue?
You can't tell anything going on with Mecha Mupper because it is in complete darkness that you can't see through, unfortunately. You can hear the whimpered cries of Mumper. And you hear the clanging of metal and the buzzing of drills and the whirling of saws. You can't tell anything with what's going on with him. It's just he's not having a good time from what you can tell, though. And with that 15, you can see past Mupper. You can see at the end of this large warehouse. And there's a raised platform 4 feet off the ground that you'd have to, step up, a few steps up to. And on that platform is a collection of what appears to be vats and twisting tubes with ooze and this red slime swirling through it. There's smoke coming out of some pistons that are, it looks like a distillation process of this goo that's literally taking it from the walls and siphoning it out. You see a sort of bottling setup. In front of that setup, you see 5 gooified humanoid creatures. They are upright, they have a skeletal structure, and they seem to be mindlessly working these machines, processing and refining the goo into the bottles that you saw before that were, you see crates of them being moved and stuff like that. And then next to it, you see
Roy, Gordy, there seem to be some goomins over there doing some goo stuff. Up to no good.
You see strapped to the wall, and it's now, mind you, it is a 20-foot. So I want you to, in your mind's eye, picture what a 20-foot tall being would be. A giant ooze, humanoid giant. Technically, it's huge. Bigger than large. So it's 20 feet tall. It is a skeleton with runes carved into the bones itself, and they seem to be glowing and flickering as the magic that's animating this skeleton courses through it. Over the skeleton is a muscly form of this red slime condensed, creating basically like a gelatin body. As you look up, you see where the face would be is a formless shape. It is the face of a humanoid face, but there's nothing on it. But then rising to the surface is the anguished depiction of a creature, of a person, and it rises to the surface. It's tinged red with this red slime, and it looks like it's in pain, and it disappears. And a second later, a new face rises, and it looks anguished and pain, and it disappears. These faces are elven, these faces are dwarven, they're human, they're lizard folk, they're all smattering of different creatures. They're goblinoid, and it's just this bubbling to the surface of pained faces that disappear into the goo within and then rise back up again. At its side, its hands extend out of the goo, and they form a 5-fingered bone claw. These big 6-foot-long scythe-like appendages made out of sharpened and chiseled bone are jutting out of this goo monstrosity. And that is what is in this room.
Okay, so we see these 5 like dudes that are clearly just working.
Yep. And unperturbed by Mupper blasting through the door.
So they're not right, they're not like in charge. And then we have a giant monster. A huge monster even.
Huge, correct. Yeah, 20 foot tall.
Goo and bones, and is being held clearly against their will to some extent. In my observation, but obviously a dangerous monster that probably shouldn't get loose.
What is the Mupper Beyblade situation right now? Because we just let Mupper rip into this warehouse. What's going on?
He's still in that orb of darkness, right? So we can't exactly see what he's up to.
Correct. And I'm giving you a little leeway in terms of like time pausing just for a second to like look in.
There's a lot we have to absorb, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, Roy, Gordy. It seems like
it's time to run away. I agree.
From what I can see with what my tabaxi eyes see is that the mission that we came here for is to bring Mupper back, right?
No.
And blow this whole place up. Wait, I'm gonna hide. Are we hide? Let's hide by the door.
Let's just go back outside the door hole.
Hey, let's back up slowly.
Roll me a hide check if you're going like just in general if you're going back outside.
11.
8.
17.
And 8, Roy.
That's right.
Okay. Proceed with what you were proceeding with.
I have a way that I could get Mupper potentially out of there. I don't know how risky it might be.
Out of his go-go gadget suit, because that seems like a problem in and of itself.
For Dylan, kind of. Like, if we drop it off, we're like, look, man, we did the job.
I mean, the delivery part seems like an existential issue.
You're not wrong.
And Narvix has to be in here. We saw him walk in here, didn't we?
And unless Gordy is correct and he is in fact just a goo man in pants.
And he walks out and he puts his human suit on. Yes, you could be onto something there, boys. Guys.
Gentlemen.
Cowboys.
Cowboys, noodles, but also I kind of like the idea of referring to each other as Magic. Like, it's very uplifting. What's up, Magic?
I don't hate that, actually.
Yeah, let's get Magic.
We have to fix this problem. At the very least, they're producing a monster drug. And also, that room is mostly liquid now. I feel like at the very least, we should set it on fire.
I agree. I think we set it on fire, but also something about this piques my interest, and I kind of want to find a little bit more out about what they're up to back there? I've never seen anything like this before. And from what I'm gathering, it's a form of resurrection almost through death and decay of another source of life.
No, I think it's just death. They're just turning people into fucking slime.
They're grinding them up, making them all drug-like into yummy sniffers.
Then they're transferring that energy into a big, huge other mecha creature.
Are you saying that all this shit is going into the big guy and not coming out of him?
Exactly.
You know, when you butcher like a chicken, it's like using the whole thing. So they're using the meat from the goo monster is like, you know, that's the main course, and they're making that the drug. And it looks like all the leftover bits, like the bones and stuff that you would make, like, you know, like maybe like soup out of, they're making it into monster juice to fuel that huge big motherfucker back there. I think what we have to do is find the easiest way to blow this whole place up. Like, it's just, it's gotta get off the map.
Fuck, man. I really wish like it was just normal Mupper in there, not this evil Cthulhu Mupper.
I hate Robo Mupper as much as the next person, but Mupper is a side problem to a bigger issue.
I'm gonna take out the drug testing kit.
I'm almost positive it's gonna be that drug.
Sure.
Am I still unearthly chorusing? I forgot if I am.
I believe you are. You're concentrating on unearthly chorus, and Roy, you are concentrating on darkness.
Did we discern if Mupper was like dead and brought back to life, or just like this torture?
Roll me a insight check.
19.
Ooh.
I start doing that leaning over, finger on the bridge of my nose anime pose and thinking.
Seems like Mupper's been dead all along.
Mecha Mupper is not gone. Mupper is still there. He has been tortured and he has been hurt. He has still shown remnants of his original self. He's just been horribly disfigured and maimed and created into this creature. It's basically like they tortured a dog, gave it a fucking chainsaw, and then let it loose.
And you know what happens when you do that to a dog in real life. I don't even need to explain it. We all know
Yeah,
that.
it's a common thing that most people have experienced in their lives. I will say with such a high roll, there is a possibility of saving Mupper.
That's all the info I needed.
Tathar, drop the orb of darkness.
I didn't cast it. Did Roy do it?
Tell Tathar to tell Roy to drop it.
I was literally gonna ask Roy.
If there's only three of us, and if Gordy's asking you if you did it, and the answer is no.
So
maybe it did it to itself when we weren't looking.
I then turn to Roy, knowing I've made a mistake. But listen, can you drop the darkness? We need Mupper on our side to get through this.
Gordy, I put my hand on your shoulder. I'm glad you said that. I put my hand on Roy's shoulder. Roy, excellent job on the shroud of darkness on his face. Let's burn this fucker down.
All right, do it.
Fine.
Hold on, he's not done these. It takes, I think, three to five of those to undo.
Okay, it's done.
All right, I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation again as a cantrip.
Okay.
I'm gonna recreate Dellen's axe that was above his mantle. I'm gonna take it and thrust it into the air, and I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs.
Wait, Gordy, my plan will coincide with this.
Okay, wait, maybe okay, what? You see me just breathing deeply, ready to scream. You're like, wait, hold on.
Okay, I cast Alter Self. Handsome as an elf, or horns of an elk. I choose what I will when I alter self.
And then you transform into the spitting image of Dellen.
You look to your side, and the hand on you looks exactly like Dellen, and I go, Mupper, no yell.
the prestidigitized axe is made with like putty, I'm just gonna start like molding it, and after I see you become Dellen, and I'm gonna mold it and make it back into his dinner bowl with his name on it and hand that to you. I will also reach into my bag and I'll pull out like a big anime Goku like piece of meat on a bone, and I'll put it in the bowl, and that's me giving Tathar bardic inspiration.
Wow.
Okay. Tathar, Dellen, you have bardic inspiration.
Tellin.
It's a D6.
Perfect.
So maybe if you are about to do something charismatic.
I'm gonna walk forward with the bowl out, and I go, Mupper, come home.
And in response, as you step in front of the doorway, all you hear is a loud and deafening die. And in a flash, your hair underneath the illusion of Dellen stands up and you smell the smell of ozone, and the room is illuminated as you see a figure on the back platform cast lightning bolt, and it comes straight at you. And I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw to dodge out of the way.
Can I also roll for a charisma check to see if maybe in the depths of Mupper there's that moment where they're unmind controlled?
Yes. So roll me the charisma check.
I rolled an 18.
Persuasion check, sorry, not just a charisma check, so persuasion.
18 plus 2, so unnatural 20 plus the 6 from Gordy, right?
Well, you'd have to roll that. It is up to you whether you want to use it on the charisma check or the lightning bolt that is coming at you.
I will use it. I feel like I'm choosing wrong, but I'm going to stick to my gun. I will use it on the Mupper Riz.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay, I rolled a 1 on the Bardic.
So now you have a 21 for your charisma.
Can I use cutting words to affect the spellcast, or?
You don't have line of sight because you're behind the door. And this person was waiting
Okay.
for anyone to step in front of said door.
Got it.
Tellin rather, stepped in front.
But I have another thing I will respond with.
Okay.
With one reaction. I will use Silvery Barbs on the Lightning Bolt.
Let me go and look this up.
We're doing Magic the Gathering, yay.
I know, we're doing, this is,
Everything's on the stack.
I want to stress, this is a tense situation.
This is what happens when you put a bunch of nerds with books in front of your world.
No, that's exactly what I want, because some of these things are like, if you don't do it, you're gonna,
I need to literally always bust my whole hand, or I will die, because I was born with 5 life. It's one reaction, which you take when a creature you can see within 60 feet. Are they within 60 feet?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have to wait for him to succeed before I do this?
So the thing is,
Yeah.
this was the same problem with the fear, that it's not making an attack roll. Let me just double check lightning bolt.
Oh, okay. Like it might just not be eligible.
It's you're the one rolling it. You know what? But this is so fucking cool.
I'm doing it in response to the lightning bolt. Isn't the lightning an attack?
It is an attack, correct? Yes. It's hard to describe, but when you're hitting with a different type of attack, that's when you'd use silvery barbs.
It's not technically an attack roll.
Yeah, it's technically not an attack roll. Let me just double check silvery barbs.
But if you read the casting time under silvery barbs too, that's where I feel like it specifies the stipulation that needs to be met. 60 feet of yourself, when they succeed on an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, then I can do this.
See, that's the thing, is they're not doing any of that. You're the one rolling.
Okay, so if they meet none of that criteria, then I just can't cast it.
Correct, yeah. But this is so fucking cool. But silvery barbs is...
I mean, it's almost like you're God and you could choose in the end, but like, whatever you want to choose.
Almost.
Silvery barbs is very strong. So it's like if I go down this route of like allowing it now, it can be abused, but fuck it. Rule of cool. Let's fucking do it, baby. No, let's fucking do it, baby. I'm gonna roll that you can use it.
What if I burn my inspiration, and when I burn my inspiration, it turned silvery barbs into just like in general attack?
You know what? Fuck yeah. Tathar or Tellin, whatever you want to go by right now. I love this. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
19. 16 plus 3.
Shit.
Oh my god.
For the viewers at home, we're house ruling silvery barbs. I know how it works. You know how it works. But I like adapting spells. I like listening to my players, and this is a point in time where D&D, this is the beauty of D&D, where we're not beholden to the rules. We create and forge the rules ourselves, and we can have fun doing it.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. We master the vibes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll a d20. Okay. As you try to riz up Mupper,
We're all over 30. I just really want to just say that.
As you step out and try to riz Mecha Mupper, into joining your side, a lightning bolt is soaring through the air, trailing behind the loud roar of someone telling you to die. As it's coming at you, you cast Silvery Barbs, and we're modifying and house ruling this to change the effect of this person's spell coming at you. So I'm going to have you describe what Silvery Barbs looks like magically.
From beneath my sleeves, you see two translucent silver but slightly hazy barbs shoot out at this target ethereally as if they were from another plane, and they jut towards them, trying to interfere with this spell. They say chivalry's scarred, but even a shard can make such a difference, like my silvery barb.
Nice. So these silver ethereal chains lash out, and they course through the space, and they wrap around this red hat wearing, red cloaked figure, grabbing their wrist that's casting the spell, and it pulls it up, and the cast, this lightning bolt, instead of like coming directly at you, now soars above your head and misses you, and it sails off into the sky. Mecha Mupper, you can see, because the darkness has been lifted by Roy, you can see that it's fighting against the floor people, what's left of them. Different claws and hands are gripping at its tentacles, holding it at bay. Mouths are gnawing on it, and it's keeping it stuck there, basically. And it sees you, Tellin, and it sees its dog bowl, and it sees a treat in it, and you guys don't see this, but in the mind of Mecha Mupper, it is awash with fond memories of Dellin caring for it, baby birding whatever food that he killed that day in the bowels of Gutrot, the walks they would go through, the little head scritches and neck scratches that I would give every night, the books that Dellin would practice reading common into it every night, flash through this creature's brain, and it overrides the feeling of pain, and it overrides the feeling of torment, and it overrides the anguish that its body is currently engrossed with. And then it sees a lightning bolt nearly hit this figure that it loves so very much, and you see its eyes rip, or its eyelids rip through the fish hooks that were holding it back, and because the scowl of pure rage and love that a pet has for its owner or its caretaker and caregiver just erodes any sort of self-purpose it had before, and it wrestles free from the goop and the mire and the red miasma of body parts, and it has one mission, and that is to kill Narvix. And now I will have us all roll initiative because we're in combat time.
16, 14 plus 2.
13.
8.
Tathar or Tellin, you have to pick someone for your Silvery Barbs bonus.
Oh yeah.
Just because if Gordy uses it, I want to, or Roy.
I'm gonna give it to Gordy because I feel like you're more likely to go up into this fray. So
Hey,
it'll help you.
Tathar, I really appreciate that, and I understand the sentiment, but I think I'm actually gonna bow out here. So maybe you can give it to Roy because he might be pot shotting through this hole. I think I'm gonna find an alternate route on the other side.
You got it. And I go, yeah. And like a little barb for that I described before goes like backwards and to the right and just pokes Roy.
Ow.
And a little energy burst goes through it.
All right, so that happens. First up in the initiative order is Gordy.
Noise.
You are currently on the other side of the hole in the wall. Tellin is standing in the middle of the hole. You just saw a lightning bolt soar across his head. What are you doing?
How far is Narvix from me? Because Narvix is on the complete other side of this warehouse, right? Technically,
Conveniently 60 foot.
that's interesting. I'm going to run around the building because we're still outside, and I want to investigate to see if there is like some sort of like where is this building getting power, and is it located outside? Like some kind of like a generator transformer type thing.
Okay.
What is the technology?
Mage punk.
I love it.
Yeah.
So everything's run by crystals and spells and talismans and glyphs, and
I'm inferring because there's just like all like these like turning cogs and like automation and like you said Hellraiser, which is just indicative of like robot shit on top of meat.
roll me investigation because you're searching.
Okay. That is a 19 plus 1, a dirty 20.
Since the building is so large, you're going to be using your action and dash, I want to say, if you want to search this entire area. You find what appears to be a mage punk version of a electricity meter. You know, it's like one of those meters on the side of buildings. There's an air conditioning vent. There's pipes going into it. There's a box with a sigil on it. You know, you could recognize that as some sort of AC unit, power unit. There's a few different things on the side of this building.
Great. But my turn over, right? Because I found it.
Yeah, because the building itself is a little larger than 60 foot, so just for ease of gameplay, like you're just gonna be using your turn to search out there.
Do I see my friends? Oh wait, no, I have the
We all wave at each other.
guys come in. It's Gordy.
Over. Wait.
That's-
This relationship is over.
How are you so bad at this?
Inspiration, right?
No, you don't get inspiration for being bad on a walkie-talkie.
It was a joke. Oh, I was serious.
I know. You guys are always serious about getting things that you want.
No, only when we're serious about it. Wink at Nick.
Exactly. When I decide, yeah.
Yeah, Gordy? Over.
I found the mage punk like mechanism that is powering this whole building. I'm gonna blow it up, so I would just maybe take some pot shots or set something else on fire, and let's blow this fucking popsicle stand.
Okay. Over.
Very just like, hey, let's blow up a building. Okay.
I'm in.
Okay, so you do that. Next up is a creature wearing a large brimmed red hat. Its cloak is also red, and now you can see it a bit better. Before, when you were trying to follow this creature on the quad cycle, you couldn't get a good look at it. But with the robe open, you can see the front features of this being, and they have a silver fox face. It looks unmoving. It looks like a mask that's stitched onto a very muscular body. The legs are metallic and the knees are bent backwards.
Oh.
And it's standing quite tall. The teeth of this fox mask are dark black. The face of the mask itself is a stark white in contrast to the black fur and the red cloak and hat that it's wearing. The eye sockets of this mask, you can see eyes behind it, but they're bloodshot and they are scathing. And this is Narvix, leader of the Tinkers Club. And now there's Narvix's turn. He sees Dellin. So you hear Narvix.
Imposter. What are you fucking doing here?
Dylan is not imposter.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I fucking broke his mind, boys. He wasn't prepared for that.
He wasn't expecting him to double down.
Narvix looks at you keenly. You see his eyes wrought with fury and hatred staring into you, and he goes,
That's funny. I killed you half an hour ago. So if you somehow fucking figured out reincarnation in this shithole, then you don't stand before me. And I don't mind fucking killing you again.
You hear that, Bumper? It's pretty fucked up.
Dethar clenches his fists when he finds out that Dylan was killed, but doesn't let it show in his face. He looks at Mupper in his peripheral, then looks back at Narvix.
as you're doing that, Narvix is going to cast Magic Missiles. He raises his hands about chest high, palms outstretched. 3 magical looking spears form these missile-like projections of magic, and they shoot out, phew, 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 and they zoom through the air, and they hit automatically, because Magic Missile is a fucking dope spell. All simultaneously hitting you in the shoulder, the chest, and the thigh.
Holy moly.
Dealing
This is all part of my plan, guys. Don't worry.
17 points of damage. Force
17?
damage.
Okay, right before it hits me too, I look at Mupper and I go, Dylan always love you, Mupper. Does that affect my casting? I was gonna drop the cast of Alter Self. It just says
So
concentration.
you would have
up
to make
1
a
hour.
concentration check if you want to keep the form of Telin or Dethar, whatever you...
All right, I'm gonna keep it on for now, so I'll
Okay,
roll
then.
for it.
Yeah, we need to make a Constitution saving throw.
10.
10 meets it, beats it. You can keep the alter self going if you prefer.
Okay.
After that is Roy.
All right, so obviously my wizard friend is dying. I've got to lay down some cover fire. I poke my head out of the hole. Eat shit, shit eater, Eldritch Blast.
Roll it with advantage.
That was a 5, so not that one.
Not that one.
Haha, 15
Nice.
plus 7. I'm only sticking my head and torso through the hole, extending my arm all the way and shooting him finger guns. Pew!
All right, sweet. As you shoot, this janky borrowed magic that you use as a warlock sizzles through the air, and it contacts with Narvix, and he recoils from the hit. It burns a hole in his red cloak, and he outs in pain.
7 points of force damage.
All right.
I will also just duck back out at the hole.
You like got the 2 finger guns up. You're up against the wall, you know.
You're right. Well, my fingers are smoking.
All right, next up, Telin or Dethar.
So I will take that rock I picked up in the previous episode. Bet you didn't see that coming, guys.
No.
And I will say
A cool rock, thank you very much.
it was a cool rock. Mixed up like yolk, turned to a pulp. That's what they'll say about thee after my catapult.
Ooh, catapult.
I'm just gonna take that rock and I'm gonna cast catapult on it, which has up to 60 feet. Choose one object weighing 1 to 5 pounds within range that isn't being worn or carried. That object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in a direction you choose before falling to the ground. I've been wanting a rock throw since literally the episode that we got jumped by the Samfir sisters. So he has to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Correct, and has to beat your DC, which is
16.
16. Okay, ooh, it's a good one. He rolled a dexterity saving throw. 19. So he takes half.
Could I silvery barbs that?
No, yeah, you could.
Okay, so I'll do that and make him re-roll.
Okay, so as a reaction,
They say chivalry scarred, but even a shard can make such a difference, like my silvery barb.
He rolled a 12. So this catapult rock flies through the air, and he looks like he was about to dodge, but you did your anime, you thought you were about to dodge, and sent some chains behind it that he wasn't expecting, these silver ethereal chains that were hiding behind the rock. And at the last second, they darted down, wrapped around his neck, and pulled his face forward as the rock just smashes into his face, and he groans out in pain. You roll 3d8.
14 total.
Okay. 14 points of bludgeoning damage hit this man or this creature in the face. As the rock crumbles, you see a crack in his mask.
I just moved to the side.
Yeah, you get out of the way. Thank God you do. Please.
I drop the Dellen form like once I'm out on my side.
Okay.
But I make it look like I'm dying and I fall out of frame in the view of Mupper.
Sure. Mupper had turned around, but yes, I appreciate the
oh, I'm dying, and I fall, and then I just inch back off to the side, and then I'm done.
Some real local theater shit. oh, my life.
Ooh, ouch. Oh no. All right. Next up is Mecha Mupper Mark II's turn. And you see the tentacles come out of this orb of pain, rise up, and they smash down. And as they smash down, it catapults itself straight at Narvix, launching itself through the air. And it begins to just violently slash with its buzzsaw, tries to stab with its drill. It is clawing and tearing at Narvix as best it can.
It's great. It's really good.
Yes.
Love that.
It's perfect. I love this.
Yeah. You love to see a chainsaw dog turn on, its tormentor. I'll roll for it. Oops, sorry. One of these blades jams up into the rib cage of Narvix, and Narvix groans out as this spinning drill blade just is cut into it, and then the buzzsaw blade comes down and rolled in that one, so Narvix grabs it and is able to just snap it off and just breaks it with this modified strength that he has. And then one more goes into it, and he rolled well enough where this just three-clawed tentacle just goes around Narvix's neck and is just crushing his esophagus, choking him as these bloodied eyes, crying blood tears, stare into what's left of Narvix's soul behind the mask that is cracked.
Holy moly.
And you hear meow, 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 as just this onslaught of tentacles and blades attack him. And I will roll damage for that.
Good.
Mupper, good job. I was really fucking nervous that I was gonna turn back to me and then Mupper was just gonna get mad and kill us.
No, I appreciate all the steps that you took in ensuring that the illusion of Dellen was kept up. So that I note those things. So Narvix is now beaten from that, and it is Gordy's turn.
Now I have just a quick question. Thunderwave is it's each creature in a 15-foot cube, blah, 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 Constitution saving throw. How do I get...
How do you use it on box on side of house?
How do I use it on box? Yeah.
Okay, do you have an inspiration?
Sheet says I have one.
Okay, let's do this. And this will be a loose house rule that we can work on. When you want to do something outside of a normal spell, we can burn an inspiration to kind of like
justify it.
Yeah, because you've earned inspiration for being creative, and then you're using a spell in a creative way, which I love changing the rules or updating what they mean, but also I think this is a kind of a fair way to keep it in checks, because you won't always have inspiration unless you guys are really cool that night, which you are. So yeah, you're able to use Thunder Wave in the way to target this inanimate object. So tell me what that looks like. How do you envision that?
Gordy in his 1950s attire takes out a nice sody pop and guzzles it down and lets out a thunderous wave of burps that the pressure from the sheer burps just crush the box under the weight of its force.
Okay, excellent. So as this box is crushed, you guys outside hear soda jerk burps, reverberate through, and one by one, the overhanging lights that were covered in goo people just explode like bang, 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 as the electricity or magelicity that was coursing through this building is overloaded and popping all the magic breakers that exist. The production system of SOAR is overloaded and tanks begin to burst and explode. Shards of glass and refined and unrefined SOAR sprayed everywhere, hitting Narvix in the back as he's assaulted by this explosion of drug synthesis. And the wards that were keeping the giant Goomin at bay flicker and sizzle. And you start to see that creature stretch. It moves its shoulders where it was inanimate before, and it takes one step forward, and the whole place thuds with the reverberating weight of this creature. If you were looking at any of the goo walls and goo floors, it jiggles with the force of this creature now rising. And it lets out a pained moan of 1,000 souls all together coming into existence as these faces bubble to the top.
I call into the gangstone. Hey, bro, is it cool in there? What's going on? I blew up the power. What's going on in there?
It's super uncool. This is the most uncool I've ever seen.
Is it like all blowing up and stuff?
It's all blowing up, and the big guy's coming out.
It looks
So
like
you better get this party started.
Looks like so are we. I'm gonna rendezvous back to you guys.
Roger that.
Super chill.
I do so.
Cut to Narvix is hit with this blast. He's fuck, and he's hit with the exploding glass and all the remnants of SOAR that's being produced. He hears the monstrous cry and moan of this giant Goomin roar out as it throws its hands down in protest of existence, stepping forward.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
What the fuck have you done?
You've been listening to Haventhrone, City of Immortals. Storytelling, divining, and dining told by Lucian, the Mage King. Spell slinging and gang wrangling Roy, voiced by Eric Schuck. Flavor-filled noodle-knitting culinarian Gordy, played by Nick Lizzo. Whisperer of Scrolls and Relinquisher of Souls, Dathar, played by Jake Resnick. We're back, baby, after a long hiatus, conflicting schedules, life living, and investigating the necromancer in the forest. Just kidding, that last part was Gandalf in The Hobbit. We're brimming with joy for traversing the multiverse and ending up back in this timeline where we make this podcast for you. The other timeline, we ate cheese for every meal of the day, so you can see why we took our time coming back home. Fare thee well, traveler, until we meet again, and remember, there's magic in the unknown.